So I'm dedicating my lectures tonight to my good friend in India, Vipin Chadha. He is about to undergo, can I say? He is about to undergo a very, very serious operation. And I want to dedicate tonight's lectures so that Krishna rejuvenates him and allows him to continue to do devotional service in this lifetime for at least another 100 years. So, please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So tonight's theme is the deliverance of Gajendra. So there are two verses in the second canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. That chapter number 7, Lord Brahma is instructing his son Narada about different incarnations that come on schedule. Just as those of you who work, there's a schedule. You have to get up at a certain time, be at the office at a certain time, do your lunch at a certain time, come home. You have a schedule. Any civilized person has a schedule. Those who live in the temple have to also go by a schedule. Rise early in the morning, attend Mangalarti, then Tulsi Puja, then Japa, then greeting of the deities, then class, then breakfast. Schedule. So Krishna also has a schedule of his appearances. So Lord Brahma was instructing his son Narada on the scheduled incarnations. So one of those is the one who delivered Gajendra. Antak sarasi urubalena pade grihito grahena yutta patir ambuja hasta artha ahedam adi purushakila lokanatha tirtha shravana mangala namadeya. The leader of the elephants, whose leg was attacked in a river by a crocodile of superior strength, was much aggrieved. Taking a lotus flower in his trunk, he addressed the Lord, saying, O original enjoyer, O Lord of the universe, O deliverer, as famous as a place of pilgrimage, all are purified simply by hearing your holy name, which is worthy to be chanted. This elephant Gajendra, as I said earlier, this story of Gajendra is very, very famous in South India. Some years ago, 2008, I was in South India, and I was privileged to speak in one South Indian temple alongside of a famous, what they call Harikatha person. So the way we did the program, I would speak a little bit in English, then he would speak in this was in Bangalore. What language they speak in Bangalore?
Kannada.
So he would speak, but he was not saying exactly what I was saying, because I could see he was adding different things. And he was getting the audience very, because I'm sure he had done this katha 1 million times. But we did the program together. I was very happy. And we did this, he told me, do a katha on Gajendra. I closed my eyes, I can still remember it was in the evening, one temple in Bangalore, and I was sitting and he was next to me. Very nice. So Prabhupada has written a very nice purport to this verse. So let's try to hear. And then after this, I want my long-time student, Nishant, to sing. Because he goes back to my beginning days when I started my Namahat program. He was one of my first students. How old were you in 1994? 14. He's been with me. And now he is Dr. Nishant. Jai. Srila Prabhupada says, the history of delivering the leader of the elephants, whose leg was attacked in the river by the superior strength of a crocodile, is described in the 8th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Since the Lord is absolute knowledge, there is no difference between His holy name and the personality of Godhead. As a side note, if somebody can accept that there is no difference between the holy name and God Himself, then you are qualified as a pure chanter of the holy name. Simply for accepting that fact, that the name of God is God, puts you on the path of pure chanting. The leader of the elephants was much distressed when he was attacked by the crocodile. Although the elephant is always stronger than the crocodile is stronger than the elephant when in the water. And because the elephant was a great devotee of the Lord in his previous birth, he was able to chant the holy name of the Lord by dint of his past good deeds. What had happened was, that elephant was a devotee king, Indradyumna. And he was once cursed by a sage. And he was cursed then to take birth as an elephant. But because he was a devotee, when he was attacked by the crocodile, somehow or other he remembered a prayer that he once knew as a devotee, as the king. And so, even though he's an elephant, he was able to offer prayers to the Lord. And the picture in the Bhagavatam, in his trunk he has a flower, a lotus flower, and he's offering, like we do arti. And because the Lord accepted his prayers, the Lord came, first of all killed the crocodile, pulled them out of the water. The crocodile had also been cursed by one rishi, and so he was delivered, but he did not go back to Godhead. But Gajendra, he went back home, back to Godhead. So everybody should always remember why it's important to chant our one round every day. Because you don't know when you're going to be delivered. Every living entity is always distressed in this material world, because this place is such that at every step one has to meet with some kind of distress. But one who is supported by his or her past good deeds engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. So that's why in Hindu families, the children are engaged in religious functions right from start. As Prahlad Maharaj teaches, Kaumara Acharit Pragya. From the age of 5, the child is given instruction on Krishna consciousness. Because if you wait and think, I'll do that when I get older, time will go by, and then when you're older, you'll think, I'll wait till I get older. Just like the story I many times tell of this Indian man I met in Panama. So he told me, I didn't ask, he told me, "Oh, Swamiji, I am now 70 years old and I am very, very sinful." He told me this. He said, "My wife left me long time ago." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because I like to drink and I like to go to the dancing club." 70 years old. So I asked him, "So, when are you going to start your religious, spiritual life and atone for your sins?" "Oh, when I get old." Here he is, 70 years old, and he's thinking, "When I get old." This is Maya. There you go, classic. I can still remember him and his face. "Yes, when I get old," and I laughed. So we don't wait. We start now. That's why we should start doing our mala now, not when we get old. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Chaturvida bhajante mang jana sukriti Arjuna, artho jigyasa artharti jnanicha vadatarshava. O best among the Bharatas, Arjuna, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and one who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute. For me, I hit 3 out of 4. When I came to Krishna, I was definitely distressed, I was inquisitive, and I was actually searching for knowledge of the Absolute. So as soon as I came in contact with Prabhupada's devotees, Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada's prasadam, and Prabhupada himself, time to check out and join Krishna consciousness movement. Those who are supported by impious acts cannot be engaged in devotional service of the Lord, even though they are distressed. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Namang duskritino mudha prapadyante naradama maya aparita jnana asurang bhavam asrita. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender to Krishna. The personality of Godhead, Hari, everybody say, Hari, appeared at once on the back of his eternal barrier, Garuda, and delivered the elephant. The elephant was conscious of his relation with the Supreme Lord. He addressed the Lord as Adi Purusha. Yes, who knows where that song, there's a song. Go, can sing it. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Or the original enjoyer. Both the Lord and the living beings are conscious and are therefore enjoyers. But the Lord is the original enjoyer because He is the creator of everything. In a family, both the father and sons are undoubtedly enjoyers. But the father is the original enjoyer and the sons are subsequent enjoyers. A pure devotee knows well that everything in the universe is the property of the Lord, and that a living entity can enjoy a thing as ordained by the Lord. A living being cannot even touch a thing which is not allotted to him or her. This idea of the original enjoyer is explained very nicely in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. One who knows this difference between the Lord and oneself never accepts anything without first offering it to the Lord. Everybody chant.